Good evening, YouTube. High Mileage Rider here, and welcome to our video today on the installation of the SW Motech light bar for the 2019 Yamaha Super Tenere. Now the light bar, we're going to have a little look at the bike. The light bar is going to go onto these stock positions, these two bolts here, and these two bolts here. It will come out to about this far, and then the LED lights will sit here and here. So, let's get started. Okay, so I have already pre-opened the package and taken off the wrappers because I know that would just bore the hell out of you guys. So, let's take her out of the box here. So, this is our light bar, and it will sit like this on the front of the bike. These are the two brackets that go onto those 4 bolt holes I was talking about. Then we have a bag of bits for bolts and washers and spacers. And it says the only tools we need are a flathead screwdriver, a socket with a 10, and a 4mm Allen key, and some Loctite, blue Loctite. All right, let's give her a go. Okay, so according to the instructions, we are going to remove these 4 bolts. We are then going to use these spacers, washers, put the little corner brackets in, and use the screws that they attach. After that, we will put the bar onto those little brackets, tighten her down, and tighten on the side. Says it's supposed to be about a 10 to 15 minute job. Let's see what happens. Okay, rather than wasting time just showing you how to take bolts out, I took the bottom bolt out of here, top bolt out of there, these 2 bolts here. Did that on both sides. Then I attached or put the 2 brackets on. These are just loose right now. And then we still, excuse my head here, still have to put this one in. Okay, now we just have to reach, there's a little bolt on the other side to hold as you tighten the bottom one, or a nut, I guess. There we go. That's tight. That one's tight. That one's tight. And that one's tight. Oops. Okay, so now that we have those brackets on, our next step will be to attach the main bracket onto the bottoms. We'll be right back. Okay, so let's put this bracket on now. So this bracket goes on the outside. Looks like it fits pretty snug. So we're going to take our screws here, And we're just going to leave them loose here. We'll do one on each side to make sure we can get them in. Because again, it is a tight fit. Okay. So it took a second there to spin it to get it to catch, because again, it is a tight fit. And now the other one. This one is a little tougher to get on. We will be back once it's on. You have to love time-lapse photography. What seemed like seconds for you was a good couple minutes for me getting this one on. A little tight, but that's okay. This was the best option I could see for mounting lights on the front of the bike. I didn't want to put an LED bar here, but I did want two individual lights, and I hadn't decided on what type of engine guard to get yet. Some of the engine guards come up here, some of them stay on the side of the bike, so this was my best option to give me a few different choices, not only for lights, but for the engine guards. Okay, next. Okay, so now we're just going to tighten the smaller screws that go to secure the bracket this way. It's being held this way. Now we're going to secure it this way. And unfortunately, because it's a small space, you can't use the T Allen keys. You have to go back to the little guy. But that's okay, it just takes a little more time. I got these started already, so we didn't bore you too much. There we go. And there we go. There is the light bar. Nice and secure. Still has the stock little plastic fairing in here, and then the lights will go right here. So here are the lights that I had planned to put onto the bike. These are called the Speed Demon side burner lights. It's a 15-degree spot beam, a combined 250-degree angle beam. Puts out 4,500 lumens, and as you can see, there are LEDs on the side, so it shines out to the edge of the road, and then the 6 LEDs in the front. Here's my problem. It fits this side just fine, because there's a larger opening in the fairing on this side. On this side, unfortunately, it will not fit because the fairing here is a different shape. So they do make the version of these lights that are smaller. They're the same size as I had on my V-Strom. I'll have to take these lights back and go get those ones instead so that they will fit in these two mounting spots. So you'll have to wait to see the actual lights on till tomorrow. We'll see you in a bit. Hey there. So I had to go to Riverside Suzuki to get a new bolt for one of the brackets because it came stripped and I was unable to put it in. The only step that was left was to put the lights on the bar, which was one bolt at the top. So I didn't make you watch doing that, but here is the final product. I think it looks great. Do a little close up. So here is the wire that will go to the wiring harness. For now I just have it taped up here so that I can get to the dealership. The only thing I didn't show you was just this one bolt going through with a nylon nut to lock it down nice and tight. And it was one of the bolts that goes in here that was actually stripped or chipped or whatever you want to call it from the original packaging. So again, these are the Speed Demon lights. They're called the side burners. They're supposed to be 4,500 lumens. They have LEDs on both sides as well as the front to light up the road. So these things should be hella bright. Again, we're going to have direct power running to them with an on-off switch so I could turn them off if it's too bright for oncoming traffic. We will aim them accordingly to only light up the roads. Yeah, can't wait to see them. Dropping the bike off for the 6,000K service. They're going to be changing the tires, taking off these Bridgestone Battle Wings. Really, really don't like those tires. And we're going to be putting on these Michelin Pilot Road 5 Trails. Excellent, excellent tire in my opinion. One of the best tires for wet weather, and it rains here almost every single day. So if you're not riding in the rain, you're not going to ride this year. So wet weather traction is of paramount importance. With the 6,000K service, they're going to change the oil filter. I'm going to switch to a K&N. They finally came in, do the synthetic oil. They're just going to tighten all the bolts and everything, change my tires, hook up my lights. And then Bob's your uncle, I'll be good to go. So I will do a video once I get the bike back, showing all of the mods on the bike and explaining them. And we'll talk to you later. Remember, keep the rubber side down and your right hand cranked.